Hi guys, welcome to this video. So last week I showed you these guys, which are the bulkheads that the majority of my terrain is built from. But this week I wanted to show you the platforms, and that's the bit that links it all together and makes it all look fancy. So let's take a look. Right then, this essentially is most of the shapes that I've gone for. I tried to go with a few different shapes to make it look a little bit more interesting. It gives it a bit of variation and makes it look a little bit more ramshackle. So this is the basic shape. So I've got quite a few of these. I think I've got 10 of these, and essentially the bulkheads clip onto there and there. And you can see there's a little bit of damage. You'll see this on all of them. There's a little bit of damage everywhere that there's a pip in here. So there's one there, and one there, and that's what grips onto the styrene. So you'll see a little bit of damage where that's happened on all of these pieces. Now, that's not a problem because every time I use these, they're going to have the bulkheads on them. So not a problem at all. So essentially what I've done is I've made this out of styrene. I've added the edges. You can see there's little braces here that make it all stick together nice and firm. I've damaged it up and stuck some sort of I-beams there. In fact, that one's a tube. There's an I-beam over here. Just to make it from the top look as though there's something going on with the substructure. Put some more damage over here. And then I've put some little rubble. Wherever I've got the cut-offs from these parts here, I've tried to make sort of half panels and give it a little bit more detail that way. This one here has got a little bit of panel work that's bolting it all together. So that's the basic shape there. Oh, there's a little bit of detail around the outsides as well, you can see there. I should probably do a little bit more work on adding a bit more colour to the outsides of these, but it seems to work fairly well when it's all together with that nice dark edge. That's the basic shape, as I said. Now, next I'm going to show you the ones that don't fit on, because this actually, this size here is quite good, because I've been able to do quite a few platforms that have the same shape, which means that I can stack them all together. So this one here doesn't conform to that same shape. So the bulkheads go here and here, again, detailed in exactly the same way, around the edges, nice and plain. I've put a little bit of bracing in there to make sure it doesn't bend too much, because there's nothing really stopping these edges here from bending, although that's where the bulkhead fits to, so it shouldn't be a problem. Very simple. I haven't really put much detail on there at all. I've just left it kind of basic, except for the panel work. This one here, now I wanted to have a piece that could work as a sort of bridge extender. So these are my gantries over here. I'll talk you through those in a moment. But I wanted to have a piece that could set up like that and have like a gantry off in that direction, gantry off in that direction, or indeed any of these other directions. And it work as like a bridge extending the length of the gantries. So I've got three of those. So I can make multiple buildings and whatnot, about 10 of these. Now we go on to these weird shapes. So this one here, I've got 4 of these, and these are designed so that I can have one there, another one a step up, another one a step up. So the idea is you can get your hands in between, because these ones have got much more space. On this one, each level takes 3. So you've got one piece here, sorry, bulkheads, one bulkhead there, one bulkhead there, one bulkhead there, and that supports the structure. Now you could have it, all of them on top of each other, as opposed to, let me show you with this bit here, as opposed to having it sort of like that, and then another one on top there. And these two really could kind of go together. They're not really designed that way. So that's that piece again, built in exactly the same way, braces down there, detailing on the edges. Oh, that one doesn't really have any bolts on it. No, there's not actually. I missed a bit. And then the same detailing on the top. This bit here is where it starts getting interesting, if you can call it that, because these two bits are designed to work together. So this is one of the bits that takes the most bulkheads. It basically takes a bulkhead there, there, and there. In fact, you can see a little bit here, the detailing I've gone for. I should really put some black in that to make it look chevroned, but haven't got round to it. So this one actually takes 5 per level, and more if you're staggering it, because I've got 2 of these. Again, you can have one this way around, and the next level can be that way around, and it can give you just jutty outy bits to put your models on, and it just makes it a little bit more workable. But yes, where the joy in this one comes in is that basically you can have a second floor on top there. I mean, you can see that, but they are the same size, and it makes it ideal for stacking things like that. So it all sort of stacks together. That's how that works. Now, I've got these big bits here. I wanted to have some really big bits that would be sort of wide platforms that I could set up some interesting features on. Maybe a shanty town could be put on this wider part here. There's 2 of these, like that. Now, what I have done on these, again, these are designed to work with these parts, so they can go in the middle of a tower, on the top of a tower, at the bottom of a tower. And also, using these, I can link 2 towers together, so I can have 1 tower coming off this side and 1 off that side. Now you may notice that I've got these in a different orientation. One's that way, one's that way. The whole point of that is that I've done the same on the other one as well. So I can actually have them, if I put it this way around, I can have them so it's one long, wide platform setup, essentially, with a level in between. Or, because I've done it like that, I can have them at a 90-degree angle as well. So that's kind of what I've been going for there. And I can have these a nice, thick platform that almost spans the entire width of the table. They're really big. They barely fit on camera there. So those are those platforms. There's a little bit of work to do there on getting rid of some of the paint. Yeah, those are the different platforms. Again, there's all sorts of tubes and I-beams all over the place to make it look like there's a substructure in there and how it's all held together. Again, there's a bit of bracing across the bottom of this one, you can see there, but essentially it's all built in exactly the same way. You've got the side bits and they've got the little triangles to brace them together. There's not much detail on the bottom because it's very rare that you actually see the bottoms. I probably should do some work to that because there are some occasions, especially when you build it tall, where you can actually see that. So it can detract from the look of the whole thing. Right then, onto the gantries. Now, the gantries is where I wanted to add a little bit of colour and a little bit of Necromunda feel to the table. So I went with this chevron effect down the sides here. So it depends on which one you're looking at as to how well that works. The big old hole in this one here. Some of them I've made it so that they're completely cleft in half, and you can see the pipework that goes in between. But essentially, these are all the same sort of length. That means that if you've got 2 towers next to each other, you can have multiple gantries between the towers without any problem. I've got this little wiggle room here to play with, so this bit here is essentially to give it the width, and then this bit here is designed to hang over the edge of the platform, like that. So that's how it works. It also, because I've made it a little bit bigger, you also have the ability to change the angle a bit without it looking a bit strange. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's one that I've broken into 3 pieces, and then I've just put the things in between. That one's gone a little bit bow, doesn't it? Again, that adds to the whole effect. It doesn't need to be perfectly straight, does it? And again, the camera doesn't seem to pick up the yellow very well. It's come out quite pale, but that is a bright yellow in reality, painted with a bright yellow spray can. There's quite a few of these. Now there's a different design. If you check out the tops of these, they've got these standard panel designs that match the top of the these pieces here. But this one, this is designed to be a ramp. So I decided to go with this quite sort of panelled level like that. What that also does is it gives a little bit of grip so that when the miniatures are sitting on them, they don't slide down. Just provides enough catch for the models to stay where they are. Up to, well, essentially up to the level of 1 bulkhead. So while it's at that level, a miniature will actually stay on that. They're slightly wider as well, so that you can fit slightly bigger stuff on them. And then here is an example of a complete one without any bits on the sides there. Yeah, I think that's basically it. That's all of the different things, and between these and these, it all builds up into the table that you saw a few videos ago. I think that's all I wanted to cover today. Yeah, if you've got any ideas on how I can add things to this, because the whole idea is that the whole thing is completely modular. So I can add new platforms to it. I can add lots of different types of gantries, details on top of it, and everything has a ledge on it. Ledge. Everything has a lip on it, as you can see there. And that lip is designed to actually attach things to. So railings, signs, all sorts of stuff. And I'll be going through some of those attachments in a future video, because most of it isn't painted, and I'm not 100% on it either. But if you can come up with anything that you think would be cool to add to this, then please feel free to add it down in the comments. If you've got any questions at all on how this goes together, how it was constructed, then please, again, let me know in the comments and I will try and cover it in a future video. There was a technical issue last week where my audio was only recording through, or rather was only playing through one ear. I think I fixed that this week, so you shouldn't be experiencing the same problem, hopefully. You don't feel like you're going deaf in your right ear. Yeah, I think that's everything. That's all I wanted to cover, so keep it with me in between videos over here. It was bound to happen at some point, right? And thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Stay well, guys.